Hello everybody and welcome back to Transport Fever. So we got this built last time round, a nice little housing estate. I was considering building some garages out of pieces, and then the other day I went on transportfever.net and I found a little garage. I'm definitely going to be using some of these. I'm going to make an area of garages. However, I don't like the textures. I don't think they really suit, but there's only 3 textures in it. There's one for the door, there's one for the brickwork, and there's one for the roof. So I'm going to alter the textures, just change the door and have the brickwork a bit more in keeping with these. It'll be stone built instead of this white painted brick. And I was thinking of putting a bit more of a corrugated roof on it, so it looks a bit more like corrugated concrete type stuff that you get. I'm not doing that just yet because I haven't done it yet. It's really easy to do. I can do that no problem. So I'm going to have a play around with that and make a couple of different coloured doors for them as well. I have discovered how to. I've been playing around with the mods. I've not really recorded anything over the last week or so because mainly I've been full of a cold. My sinuses have been blocked and I've been all sniffly and nasally, and I didn't really want to record while I was like that. But yeah, during the last week or so I've been digging in the mods quite a lot and looking at various things. One of the ones I've been looking at is the vintage ad signs. These ones, some of them are blank, but like these billboard posters, there's only 2. You've got Cadbury's and you've got a Norton motorcycle one, and then you've got that one which has got 2 textures on it as well. So I've been having a look to see if I could add more, and I've discovered how to do it. I know how to do it now. It's a little bit complicated, but I figured it out. So I'm going to go and add a load more textures to these, so loads more different posters and things, so I've got a nice good variety rather than just having 2 on each one. I might put like 10, 20 or something, and I can just fling them around the place along the side of the tracks and things. So they'll be interesting. What I want to do today is I want to start working into the city centre. Well, actually I want to start working from the city centre because I want to work sort of outwards and back towards these houses rather than trying to work inwards. I figured if I do the main sort of part of the city first and then gradually do smaller buildings as we go out towards the park and the housing estates. I'm going to have some big mills down this side, and there's going to be farming and stuff up here. One thing I do have to do first really is get this. There's going to be a commuter line coming out this way. Medium tracks, do them for the moment. Right, I'm going to want a crossover coming onto here as well, so just take this down a bit further and then just join it on. That's only ever going to be access to and from the depot, because the main commuter line is going to have to go out that way and around. Well, it's not the main line, but it's a sort of commuter line. Going to be smaller trains, and then like the main express line is going to go down the middle. I've got a sort of rough idea in mind what I'm doing with that. I've never really. It's not that I don't plan anything at all. I sit and look at the map for a while and have a think about things and think where I want things, and I look at pictures on Google Maps. I'm on quite a lot, just sort of scouting around, looking at city centres and looking at town centres, and just been sort of having to dig around and seeing if anything sort of sparks a bit of inspiration. yeah, I like the look of some places not so much. Keep finding some really nice depots here, there and everywhere. I found a good one the other day and I can't for the life of me remember where it was. I've probably been flying around Google Maps for about an hour. Whoops, it's not scroll to zoom. Scroll to increase the wheel size of the thing. Wrong game again. Yeah, that's it. It's the only thing as well. Playing two games, well, not exactly at the same time, but sort of flicking between two games every few days with slightly different controls, and then I go on Google Maps and I'm trying to move the map around with WASD keys. Yeah, that doesn't work. Nice that they got that 3D effect to the cities now. It's good to be able to have a look around and see how things are made up. Just a bit of smoothing around there. Right, I'm not exactly sure where the station's going to be down there, but there's going to be one around about here somewhere. Maybe like a little village around there, a bit of farming community around it. I may alter this, but I just wanted to get it laid in so that I could get the road. I'm going to need the road to come up. Now then, I've also got to consider, I want to get some buses. Do I want trams as well? Just thinking, right, we want K, that's the road I'm using. So I'm in two minds of actually coming out a little bit from the station. Actually, no, I want it close up to the station because I'm thinking as I'm doing. Just see if I can get a straight junction off there, please. What's that like? It's a bit better. Right, now I'm going to want a bridge over this bit. Try from about there. Which bridge do I want? Do I want this old stone bridge? Don't want that. I don't think I want a girder bridge. No. Can't make my mind up now. Right, let's have a look in here. Maybe concrete or something. Not so keen on that one. I'm going to stick that one in. I may change my mind on that bridge later. Let's get this hooked up onto there. Redo that connection there. It's nice and smooth. See the other side line, it's also a bit lumpy and bumpy. Not that I'm anticipating loads and loads of traffic, because I'm not going to have loads of people on this. I did actually run a little train up and down just to make sure there were no bumps on anywhere, just out of the depot and back. Frame rates okay-ish coming through here. It drops to like about 20 frames a second as you come through. So I don't know what it's going to be like later on, but what I'll probably do is get as much decorating as done as I can. Certainly get a good bit in the middle, so that we've got a decent train ride out to a couple of towns or something, and then we'll go and have a train ride then. But it's going to be quite a while before I actually get to that, I think. Now then, what I was thinking of doing is having the town on a couple of levels, so it's kind of terraced up, the town, the city I should say. Worrying about getting a bridge across the top of that. Now I would have to go up one more. This land doesn't look exactly level either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 was it? Oh, let's try 6. Right, to me that looks like it's definitely got a bit of a dip in it. It's not on the flat. Let's get the bulldozer. I can't remember where it is. See if I think we're playing more than games. Just come back to it and you're like, where's this? Where's that gone? Right, let's it's gonna level out to about here. Get that flat over the top of them. 6. Now then, which bridge do they use over there? Or is it 10? No, definitely not that one. That one I meant. Do I want it this high, really? I mean, I could go further down and have it lower down. I'm still in two minds about it. How I... This is... Yeah, it's a bit too tall, this. Right, let's get these tracks out of here. I'm going to change the speed on these tracks later on. Should get that hooked up onto there, really. Yeah, I'm going to do the station approaches so that the trains slow down on the way in. Maybe slow them down to like 25 mile an hour or something, put some signs around them and stuff, but I want to get them all decorated up around first. Right, let's 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe? Yeah. Maybe come a bit further back. Weird angle to try to see if everything's straight. Kind of looks straight. Let's do one over this end as well. Right, so what I'm thinking is doing like a big crescent. Yeah, like that. Actually went in easier than I thought it was going to do. Right, let's smooth a bit of this out. I'm gonna have a park in here. And maybe a big church at the top, or maybe put a church in this section. I don't know, I was thinking of sort of big church up here somewhere. I'm gonna have most of the city's gonna be up at this level. Bulldozer. That to the overlay this side. Just take that inner section back out again. Let's just tidy up the ugliness. Oh, thank you, autosave. Chuck me across the screen, why don't you? Right, so yeah, I was thinking of having a bus station. Now, is it down at no, it's a train station. What have we got? Want something that can take trams as well. I think that can, yeah. Don't really need 6 platforms on there. I don't think I need that many. Do with 2. Four maybe. Squeeze that in as close to the road as I can get it then. Maybe a little bit further back. Oh, no, wrong one. So I'm going to need some roads joining these up. Thinking of having big buildings coming around. I'm not really basing this on anywhere in particular, it's just yeah, these roads are going to need tram tracks as well. If I put a bus lane on there as well. What difference does it make? Maybe the buses and trams will just use that. Right, I'll leave that section because I don't know where we're joining up to just yet. So there is going to be a bus running down along here and maybe coming up back around the park and back into the town that way. We'll probably have a few more buses going out to other places as well. Yeah, I could put the extra stops on here, but it's just cutting a little bit too far deep into that. I don't want a big sharp edge around there. Right, 20 minutes in and I've built a bus stop and some roads and a bit of track, a bit of really wonky track. Yeah, that's definitely getting sorted out later on. We'll get to that, we're not at that point yet. Right, let's get some smaller road. Sticking with all the same coloured road for now. I might use something different as we get into the villages and stuff. Right, so I don't want it that steep that it's unrealistic. Look at the state of that. Oh, that there. That'll do nicely. I'll bet you can't do the same on the other side. Right, let's about there. It has done as well. I'm surprised that that actually came out quite symmetrical. Right, just thinking, I'm not sure what to put in first actually. I'm thinking maybe the church. This one. I'll go with a big church, so I want it to be visible from quite far away. This is going to be like the main, well, the one city on the map anyway. I'm not going to have any more cities, they're all going to be little towns after this. Don't zoom out on me. Right, let's look level with that road. So we're going to want some big streets coming up either side of this. About there. I'm sorry if you heard that, I just cracked my neck. It was a little bit painful. Right, let's get some smaller streets. The only thing is the planning stage, it takes a while because I'm sort of thinking what I'm doing and doing it as I go along, you know, sort of making it up bit by bit. And yes, I could pre-plan things, but I'd have to spend just as long pre-planning them out anyway. That's why, yeah, I know I've mentioned it loads of times, but yeah, so I like doing the time lapses. Right, in here we have some nice brick buildings that don't look like brick buildings. I think they're in these ones. Some of these are brick, yeah. Right, let's get rid of the assets. We don't need the assets on them. So I'm gonna go. I'll do like some clusters of sort of building areas. Just in 2 lines with these. Doing a little dance with it here, trying to get it lined up. Another one that way. Maybe try a different building. Have we got anything that... Maybe have that coming out of the front there. gone quiet again, I know, because I'm thinking, let's go that way. Right, so what I'm thinking of doing is going around the sort of city doing sort of clusters of different buildings. Get one of these big ones up here. Let's have some with assets on. Yeah, that fits in there quite nicely. I'm going to put some big buildings in, but I'm not going to have loads of skyscrapers and stuff. Just thinking of something for this side now as well. I'm going to stay away from the really brightly coloured ones. That in there. Do one without the assets. I wish I had more brick buildings though. Oops. Missed the thing then. Some of these. I'm going to use these type of buildings, this era building, when I sort of move out of the city centre a little bit. Well, I want some relatively, not modern, but sort of most of our city centres are mostly brick buildings, like a lot of them built in the Victorian eras. Oh yeah, it's quite a nice tall one. Just thinking now where I want these, maybe some of these over this side. What are they like with the assets on? Covered in signs, that might be alright. Do one with and some without. That's not that lined up with the road. It's quite tricky to line up. A bit smaller, so I don't want loads and loads of excuse me, I don't want loads and loads of massive buildings everywhere, but I do want to try and mix it up a little bit, so we've got sort of at least a selection so it's not all the same looking, but I don't want it to be too random either at the same time. Right, this bit I'm going to pave, so there's going to be no buildings in the middle there. I'm probably going to put some footpaths coming down, maybe around there. In fact, I'll do that now. Just thinking I'll go around like that. Put another church in, I wanted to smooth it out a bit. Right, so it's going to be sort of like a park area around here and around the front of the station. Make that nice. I'm not going to have any buildings on this side either. I do want some down here, but I also want a road coming from maybe about here. Nope, not like that, that's not what I meant. Right, let's see if we can do that without doing something really ugly. No, I'm gonna have to set that one back a bit. So about there. It's kinda better. Maybe if I take it out that way a bit and then join up like that, that might be a bit might be a lot better actually, yeah. Don't want too sharp a hill on there. Oh, that was nice, that. Yeah, that'll do. Right, let's get some buildings down here. Something reasonably tallish, not too tall. Got them ones up there. What's that one? Level ground on, let's have some assets on one of them at least. Give me, there we go. One with a sign and two without. Squeeze in there. Right, so I'm going to get some more brick buildings going along that side. What have we got? That's like that, but a bit smaller. Take the level ground off because we are level at this point. It's going to look a little bit odd with the roof, but I'm going to overlap them. Maybe do another one. Get it to line up. Right, some of these L-shaped ones again. I wish I had proper pictures on here so I could see which ones are which, because like, I'm playing a guessing game with it. Pictures don't match up with the buildings. It's just, I'm actually leaning over in my chair trying to see down the side of that building. Couple of these in. I want to leave a gap in here somewhere. I'm going to put concrete inside there. Stick a few cars in there. Parking area. Right. I want that one, that tall one from that side. I can't remember which one it was. Not you, you're too big. Was it one of these down here? Certainly wasn't that. Oops. That's the one. That's the one. Right. Thinking. So put that on the corner. What's going on with that roof? As long as it's not flickering. Right, maybe stick another one of them in there then. Right. Let's get some concrete. I've been having a look at the ground textures on this as well, and I think I'm going to change some of them. Because there's a lot of them that I don't use. And it's just because they either look too patterned, like the mud ones especially. You end up with this sort of odd pattern around them. So they're only DDS files, but I can alter them. I can put my own textures in there, so I'm going to change a few because I want some more different grass textures and some more sort of landscaping textures that don't look weird. Some of them ones do look a bit weird. Sort of road coming down here. Right, now with the church bit I want plaster 1 and plaster 2. That's the second one. Like these as well, this cobblestone. The texture could do with being a bit bigger on it, because you're alright if you zoom right in, but any further out and it's just sort of like a shiny texture. So the cobbles could do with being bigger on there, which I can do. I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna have like a plaza in the middle of town there. Put some benches around it and stuff, and then I'm not sure how much I'm going to get done. How far have we recorded? Right, I'm nearly at 40 minutes, so I don't want to keep doing hour and a half long episodes. I want to just get as much done as I can and try and keep it down to an hour, because just like, I know people are watching them, but it's better for my viewing figures. Not everybody watches an hour and 40 minutes, especially an hour of me going, right, well, I'm gonna, let me just stick this here or stick that there. So, I'm gonna put some more buildings up this side. I'm gonna stick some buildings along there and down some down either side of these roads. I'm going to expand out. I'm going to get this park done and decorated up. I'm going to get this area decorated up. I'm probably going to have like a little bit of a plaza outside the front of the station. Maybe put a few little benches and stuff here and there. I might stick a little caravan, like a little caravan burger van type thing in there somewhere. I'm in two minds about having trams up here. I think I'm going to go with buses, you know. I'm going to save the trams for the beach. We're going to have a nice big long tram track running down the beach when I get down there. Because there's 4 towns to go down there, and I don't know whether to have a tram in each town or whether to have one long tram line running the whole way along. It might be good, but we'll see when we get to it. I'm in two minds about fencing off this bus station as well. think I'm going to do a bit more decorating on the time lapse. I'm not going to get the whole city centre done, but I'm going to get as much as I can done. Get a decent chunk. I'll get some cars parked in here. That's me. In Valley parking. I love this tool. It's so handy, this. It's a bit of overlap there, but yeah, I remember doing car parks, placing cars one at a time, one after the other, Such a pain. Let's stick a few bushes in there. Just sort of break up the texture a little bit on the edges. Now I'm going to do that around the city, so I've got sort of various brick shaped buildings and whatnot. I'll stick a few bigger buildings in here and there. I'm going to stick maybe half a dozen skyscrapers in. Nothing. I'm not going to have anything. I'm not going to have the biggest of the biggest ones. I think maybe a few tallish ones here and there somewhere. Maybe like that one. I think maybe that one, because it's not quite as tall. We can go somewhere round and about. I think like them are too big. Maybe that one. Yeah, I'm not putting them on in now anyway. We're going to have them a little bit further back. I might do like a little financial area. I've done one of them before where I stuck a few little tall buildings around together with a little bit of a sort of park out the front and stuff. Just wondering if there's anything else I want to do before I jump into a time lapse. Now, I think I'm going to try and hopefully keep this one to about an hour. Let's see, so I'll do about an hour's recording on the time lapse, which will give me a 15-minute time lapse, so that should be good timing. And then I'll come on for a couple minutes before the end, and then we'll carry on the next episode. It's going to take me. There's going to be a lot of episodes in this, in just building this city centre. I'm not going to try and do it too dense in any particular area. I'll kind of try and keep some sort of clear areas as well. Have a few little parks here and there. There's going to be housing over this side. There'll be some high-rise blocks of flats around this sort of area, maybe alongside here, and a bit of industrial or something. I haven't decided what I'm doing around the church yet, but there'll probably be maybe a few fountains and a few little gardens, maybe a few raised flower beds or something. Yeah, I'll have a think about that. Right, I'm going to jump into a speed build. Alright, I'll be back in a little while. Right, so that's just about an hour there. Yeah, so you can see how I'm sort of planning to go around through the main sort of part of the city in these sort of brick type buildings, and then I'll go into some smaller, slightly older buildings as we go out around the back of the city. We're gonna have more housing and things, but we'll use some of these earlier ones. Do some streets with them in as well, some parks and stuff, just so it's not all the same. But I'm in two minds about these at the moment. Well, I might just leave them because they're sort of nice old buildings in front of the church. I've got to do the back section of the church. I was thinking of putting a graveyard at the back of it. Maybe. Not certain about that at the moment. But yeah, that's like a good start to a little city area. So I'm going to come moving across here. There's going to be a bridge or two going across this. There'll be more housing. This sort of housing is going to come up to maybe about here, possibly, maybe a bit further up. And then I'm not 100% certain. I might just have an industrial area in between the two as well. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. It's coming along, it's coming along. Didn't put any concrete down on that bit. Yeah, so obviously it's unfinished, it's a work in progress. Yeah, I could have gone on for a few hours doing this. But I don't want the episodes to be too long. I'm going to try and keep them to about an hour if I can, rather than going over. Yeah, so that's looking alright. It's looking like a good start to a city area. I'm quite liking that. Like the fact that the buildings are sort of raised. I was thinking of doing maybe one more sort of level up, doing a big sort of hill at the back of it maybe. I'm not sure about this side yet, whether I'm going to raise up this side, I don't know yet. I haven't decided what I'm doing over here yet, but probably more of this sort of around about here anyway. So we're going to have the main sort of city will be, I might just do another sort of semicircle around there and then just continue. We've got like an oval going around the main station. That could work. Yeah, we'll see when we get there. Right, I'm going to call it the end of this episode. Alright, thanks everybody again for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. Give us a thumbs up there if you did. And I'll see you really soon for another one. Well, maybe in a day or two. I'll be back soon. Alright, thanks everybody for watching. See you then. Bye.